You're not ready for this, but one tool in my pocket has literally saved a man's life. And no, it's not what you think. It happened in the parking lot of a hardware store. A guy collapsed, face down between two trucks. People froze. I dropped my bag, grabbed one item from my EDC, and sprinted. While someone called 911, I used that one piece of gear to open his airway. Fast, clean, effective. He started breathing before the ambulance even arrived. The craziest part? It wasn't. In a medkit, it wasn't even expensive, and yet that's the exact moment I realized most people are carrying the wrong stuff. This video isn't about gimmicks, it's not sponsored. It's not about what looks cool on Instagram. This is my actual, real EDC. The stuff I use. The stuff that saved me, saved others, and proven itself over and over in the real world. What I carry might surprise you, but by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to upgrade and what to ditch forever. First, my knife. It's not huge, not flashy, just sharp, fast, and reliable. What most people miss. It's not for self-defense. It's a problem-solving tool. Opening boxes, cutting rope, splitting firewood in a pinch. It's there when nothing else works. I once used it to fix a busted car hose in the middle of the desert. The key? One-hand deployment always. But what I pair with the knife is something way more important when the sun goes down. My flashlight is not optional. I carry it even, in broad daylight. Why? Because darkness doesn't warn you when it's coming. It's not about brightness. It's about reliability, rechargeable, waterproof, and with strobe mode if things get ugly. One time I heard footsteps behind me in an alley. I didn't pull a weapon. I shined 1,000 lumens straight into the unknown. They turned around instantly. Still. Even with light and blade, you're vulnerable. Unless you carry this. This is the sleeper item, my multi-tool. It's not about looking tactical, it's about being prepared. Screwdriver, wire cutter, pliers, file, scissors, all in one solid block of stainless steel. I once opened a jammed bathroom door on a moving bus with it. People were freaking out. I had it solved in 40 seconds. Each tool folds with a satisfying snap. No shaking, no rattling, no failures. But all of that means nothing if your blade goes dull at the worst time. I carry a mini sharpener. Yeah, sharpener. Because a dull knife is just dead weight. Mine's small, light, and diamond-coated. I've used it mid-hike, mid-job, even mid-conversation. Takes 30 seconds to go from meh to razor. And you know what? A sharp blade makes every task safer. Every single one. By the way, if you want the full checklist we use to build a bulletproof EDC system, the link to the ultimate survival guide is pinned in the comments. But sometimes, it's not about tools. It's about control. And that's when this next item comes in. I carry a simple metal clicker. Looks like a toy. Works like a secret weapon. Every time I feel tension, stress, panic, I click. It centers my breathing, resets my nervous system. It's neuroscience meets street smarts. And it's kept me from making bad decisions in bad moments. One click, one breath, one choice better made. But the most important EDC item isn't metal or plastic or even solid. I carry a printed emergency contact card. Old school? Maybe. But phones die, screens crack, clouds don't connect. This card has blood type, allergies, next of kin, and a QR code to a private health file. It weighs nothing, and it can save everything. When my friend crashed his bike and passed out cold, I used his. The paramedics didn't ask questions. They acted fast. Here's the twist. What I don't carry anymore. Big wallets. Keychains with 12 keys. Tactical pens. They added bulk. Slowed me down. Made me look like I was trying too hard. I streamlined my setup. Now every piece has passed one test. Have I used this in the last 30 days? If not, it's gone. 3 years ago, I was driving through a mountain pass when the rain turned to ice. In under 5 seconds, my car spun out and slammed sideways into a tree. Airbags exploded. The engine died. My phone? No signal, no flashlight, no way out. But in my pocket was a whistle. Not a high-tech GPS, not a satellite beacon. a whistle. 3 short bursts every 30 seconds. I blew it nonstop for almost an hour. Finally, someone on a dirt bike heard it, came straight through the fog. That whistle? It cost $2, fit on my keyring, took 0 battery. But in that freezing car, trapped and bleeding, it became the loudest sound in the world. Since then, I never leave home without 3 things: a flashlight, a whistle, and a way to make fire. Because nature doesn't care if you're prepared, but you better be. This isn't about paranoia, it's about confidence. Knowing that whatever happens today, you're covered. Because real EDC isn't about gear, it's about ownership. Of your space, your moment, your outcome. Want to go deeper into practical survival gear? Check the next video on 5 EDC items that will be banned first in a crisis. You'll see why the clock is already ticking.
Dear fellow Americans, attention. What I'm about to tell you next is life or death information. If you too are feeling scared or confused, or if you feel that there's absolutely no hope left, then this presentation will shed light on what's really happening right now and what you must do next. And if you value your life, the life of your children, and the safety of your family, if you care about everything that's near and dear to you and want to protect yourself from losing all that you've worked for so hard, you'll stop everything you're doing right now and watch the following presentation until the very end. Because in the next couple of short minutes, you will be given for free the secret that will save the lives of your dear ones, no matter how hard things will get. It's the only one thing that makes the real difference between who will live and who won't. The one thing that will enable you to withstand a life normal inside the safety of your home for as long as it takes. Dear fellow Americans, if you are watching this, you still have time to prepare. Because despite what you may think, not everything is lost yet. In fact, I'm willing to guarantee that if you stick with me for the next 5 minutes, you will go to sleep tonight filled with overwhelming feeling of confidence and peace of mind, as you'll finally know that even during the most terrifying collapse or disaster, no matter how long it will take or how desperate the situation will be for others, you will have plenty of food, water, medicine, a warm shelter, and everything else that you need to bulletproof yourself and your loved ones from thirst, starvation, infections, and any other unforeseeable threat. The simple solution that I'm about to share with you will never run out, and it's a million times better than just a simple face mask, a hand sanitizer, or a bottle of Tylenol. And best of all, it doesn't require you to start building any atomic bunker or spend your hard-earned money on expensive survival kits. This one solution will allow you to be truly safe and to be able to get through anything with the peace of mind that everything that you care for, your family, your house, your pets, and even your car or your boat will be still there long after the crisis will pass. I promise you that in the next 5 minutes, you will get all the knowledge that you need to make it through any pandemic, a crisis, or state of emergency. You will not be any other empty statistic. You will not watch your loved ones die one by one. Instead, you will be fully prepared and fully equipped with a skill set that not many Americans have, in all honesty. Something so valuable that will also allow you and your family to be survivors who will thrive long after the crisis is gone. Are you one of them? Really? While you might think you can get by with the resources in your local area, this is not always the case. In the event of a natural, civil, economic, or man-made disaster, the utilities and other services that you take for granted may instantly become unavailable, leaving you to fend for yourself. If you're not prepared ahead of time, you may not be doing all that you can do for yourself and for your family. But thankfully, preparing for the unexpected is easier and cheaper than you may think. But you need to start now. I mean, look at what's happening around you now. Even though you might not want to think about it, The what-if possibilities in life and all, the more you can consider what's possible, the more you can prepare for what is fairly unlikely. And there's a pretty long list of bad things which could happen. Natural disasters like tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunami, wildfires, blizzards, ice storms, drought, floods, etc., etc. And then health disasters like the flu or any new virus pandemic, disease or outbreak, or any other fatal epidemics. Then there's man-made, civil, or economic disasters such as terrorist attacks, wars, nuclear meltdowns, cyber attacks, blackouts, riots, on and on and on. When a disaster takes place, well, usually the unmanageable will happen. You don't have basic utilities, such as water or electricity, leaving you unable to cook your food, wash yourself, or if it's wintertime, no electricity will put you in danger of freezing inside your own home. You can't go to the store because the stores are closed or empty or being looted. And without provisions, your home stockpile of food will become sparse and soon you will face starvation. And in case of an earthquake, major flooding, or martial law, you won't be able to drive anywhere to get help. The streets will be closed or unprotected. Or your car may be out of gas. No gas station will be open to sell you gas. You get the idea. Everything will come to a stack of cards crumbling, and the world that you know today will not be totally different from the devastated world of tomorrow. And while many power outages and other disruptions in your everyday services may be uncomfortable, they could very well last for weeks or months or even years. So you got to have a plan B. But what will you do if there is no plan B and you don't have a clear idea about when you might get your services back? This is a bit of reality check for most families, in all honesty. While you may want to do anything that you can do for your family, you might not have the supplies or the plan in place to ensure the health and safety of everyone that lives in your home. Today, I want to help you figure out how to start planning and start preparing for the unthinkable. If you're feeling badly about not being prepared, you're not alone. And most importantly, it's not your fault, as you've been always lulled by the government or the media into false sense of security that everything will be fine, as if it's magic. Now, just because you're not the only one who's unprepared doesn't mean that you can count on someone else to help you out. But since you're probably one of many who may be still unprepared, then you need to focus more on getting yourself prepared, or else you might end up not getting any help at all when the disaster strikes. Pretty much everyone will be on their own. So what can you do about it, you ask? Well, today things are finally about to change for you. I don't want you to go through what my grandparents-in-law had to go through. And I don't want you to be left alone with no food, no water, medicine, or shelter. I don't want you to be afraid at all. Instead, I want you to be fully prepared and equipped with a skill set that not many Americans have. I want you to be truly safe and to be able to get through anything with the peace of mind that everything that you care for, you, your family, your house, your pets, even your car or boat, will still be there long after a crisis will pass. And that's why I've gathered all my 27 years worth of survival knowledge together, everything I've learned firsthand about coping with disaster from those who actually survived hurricanes, earthquakes, and virus pandemics. All the do's and don'ts coming from military professionals, and put them into a series of easy to follow and ready to implement survival guides that anyone can use immediately in order to secure themselves and their loved ones. And I've called this the Ultimate Survival Guide Pack. The only survival guide which will melt fear and doubt from your heart and give you the absolute power to make it through any virus, flu, or pandemic crisis, and really any other crisis as well. But before I reveal exactly what you're going to get in the Ultimate Survival Guide Pack, let's take a look at what Ron from Texas had to say. Frank, this guide is incredible. My wife and I got it yesterday. We couldn't put it down. We finished the whole thing in one day and had no idea how unprepared we were, and that scared us to death. But then, as I got further on in your guides, the fear started to melt away, just like you said. I just took those simple steps and suggested, now, I don't worry about the pandemic at all. Here's another one from Henry J. from the state of Indiana. Frank, I was a complete fool. For so many months, I listened only to people who had no idea what they were talking about. I thought I was prepared, but every day I'd find out that there was still something missing, that there was one more thing that I didn't think of. I didn't know what to do anymore. Then I got your guides. It was like a miracle. Now I can finally say that I am fully prepared. I've gone from no survival skills whatsoever to full expert survivalist in no time. And finally, I'm sure that whatever will come, I'll be among the survivors. And that's just a few of hundreds of emails that I get every day. Okay, so let me tell you what exactly you're going to get in the Ultimate Survival Guide Pack. Well,